eventually, at this point in the damn traffic and that place where people like to jump out of the buses, by the looks of it, the police have to come. Because, well, you know, there's never enough bullshit happening in that area. Hayes and Harlington corner. So yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome back. This time I'm not a bus driver, but I decided, you know, I will just go to see what's up here, what's happening. And apparently there is a young man over there. For some reason, yeah, the police are having a chat with him in our favorite place, Hayes and Harlington corner. So that's the place where people like to just jump out of the bus. So I was thinking in that area there is normal people living. There is like not the criminals and renegades or right, all sorts of bad people living, but apparently they are living here. So apparently the low life is living here around Heathrow, which is very strange. But yeah, long time no see, guys. But I'll make a video about the buses this month, explaining a couple of things about the buses, because I would like to tell anyone that's interested in driving London Red buses, to know just a couple of things about them. I would say a couple of them now. Like, when you're a London bus driver, your shifts vary. The minimum is 7.5 hours for which you'll be paid. So you can even have like 6.5 hours or 7-hour shifts. They will pay you for 7.5 hours. However, to get those short shifts that are less than 9 hours or less than 10-hour shifts, sometimes you have to wait for over a year. Some of the bus routes, in order to be on the rota of that bus route, you need to wait 5 years or longer. So it's a whole lot of bullshit, because in general you'll be a spare driver when you begin your career as a bus driver, and as a spare driver you get all the odd duties at random starting times, random hours, and they can change your duty at any point without a notice. So, like, for example, for me, in a week it can happen. On Monday I'll be starting in the afternoon, 2 o'clock. Tuesday I'll be starting at 12 o'clock at lunchtime. Wednesday I'll be starting at 9 or 10. And by Friday you can be starting at 4 in the morning. So it's all bad, all very, very bad. Your sleeping schedule gets all ruined up because you don't have a normal sleeping schedule, because they give you all the random shifts. So what they do is they put you supposedly 1 week early, 1 week middle, 1 week late, then again 1 week early. So from 1 week late you go back to 1 week early, which means the week before you'll be waking up afternoon, and next week you'll be waking 3 or 4 in the morning. So as a bus driver you don't have a sleeping schedule. The other thing about the bus companies is they will do anything possible to not pay your overtime. Anything possible, including flat out ignoring your overtime and not paying it, just refusing to pay it. So you have to go in the office and deal with them, with those crooks. For me, it have happened because when you're driving a bus, you have to log in. So you're logged in, and they know where that bus is in every single moment. It's logged in the system. They know who is driving it because you have logged in with your password and your username, your employee number. And one time there was roadworks on the A40. So because of those roadworks on the A40, there was huge delays on the E7. I was literally 2 hours late than my shift was supposed to finish. And before that, like when it was my actual finish time, I called the controller and actually told him, hello, I'm finishing in literally 10 minutes. What do you want me to do? And the controller was like, oh, just do 2 more rounds. And I was like, if I do 2 more rounds, I'll be 2 hours late. And he was like, yeah, but your duty card says you have to do 2 more rounds. So just do your rounds. Whatever the duty card says, just do it. And I was like, you know what? Let me do it and I will see what happens. How the company is gonna treat me. Are they gonna pay everything, or I will have to struggle to get my money for my overtime that they ask me to do? So at the end of the day, I did my docket because you have to physically sign for your overtime. You have to do a paperwork if you do overtime. And I did my paperwork. I put the 2 hours extra and they can check them on the system. And the next week I see I'm paid only 20 minutes overtime. So I go downstairs to a location, to the office, to where the allocation is, and I'm like, hello guys, last week I put a docket for 2 hours overtime, guys, and you have paid only 20 minutes. So what's the deal? And because every time you have to take a picture on your phone as well of that docket, because otherwise they will say it's lost, you never did one, you have not signed it, it was not correctly filled. So every time take a picture so you can prove to them, you have a proof that it was done properly, it was actually done. So the guy tells me, you're paid only 20 minutes because we're thinking you made a mistake in putting 2 hours. So I tell him, no, I did actual 2 hours overtime because the controller asked me to do them to finish my duty. So at this point, and I tell him, you have it on the system, guys, you can check the system. So the location told me, well, we didn't check the system and we thought you just made a mistake, so that's why we put only 20 minutes. And my overtime was not paid properly on that day because the guy was like, oh, it's very late in the week, so we cannot sort it out properly, so we're just gonna put you on a meeting tomorrow and that's how we're gonna pay you a regular payment rate, not overtime rate. So yeah, that's I lost almost 10 pounds in one day. So every day when they just steal money from me, and there's a lot of drivers, I will ask them, why you're not doing a docket? You are 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late every day. At the end of the month, that's like maybe 6 or 7 hours at the end of the month that you're not getting paid because you're not doing your dockets. And all of them are like, yeah, you are right, but I don't have the time, I don't want to do all the paperwork. And it's literally the worst thing that you can do is work for a bus company. In my opinion, like any company that does that, like they literally go out of their way to not pay your overtime. They literally go out of their way to not pay your overtime, and that's horrible. I'll make a video in more details, guys, but for now, stay safe and take care.